What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of D313 Rapaport, episode 14. This is your boy DC1. Got my guys Bree and Nomus J. Gentlemen, what's going on? How y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling real good today, man. Real good today.
Real good. What you, Nomus?
I feel very sensual.
You unmute your mic, no.
You unmuted yourself.
You unmuted yourself, no. You unmuted. Muted. She's on. Oh man, Nomus J. You muted yourself now. I think you got a little too excited there, so got a little too excited. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Yeah, Lions training camp.
Feel better.
Yeah, I'm glad you unmuted yourself. So let's get into it. Oh man, here we go. Let's get into it, man. We got a short show today. Lions training camp reaction. As you know, myself, Nomus J, Bree. Shout out to our guy on 16. We was all down there yesterday. And also, we met up with a couple of guys at Dynasty Sports Network. King and Big Willie Styles was down there yesterday, and also Big Willie Styles and Cass and Culture Wine was down there today as well, and our guy Bree was down there today as well for day 8 of training camp. So got a lot. We got some things to talk about. What happened today, but we're going to start from what we from yesterday. Nomus, we'll start with you. What did you see and how did you feel? You know, what was your experience of being down there in training camp from day 7, which is yesterday? So tell me your little experience.
Well, it's all over the place. I mean, honestly, because, it was my first ever training camp that I ever been a part of. So most I ever did was, as y'all know, I worked at Ford Field. I've done the mock game in the past and they've come down there. But that was about it. But to actually be in that atmosphere and being in Allen Park for that, man, it was pretty dope. Honestly, from the second we got there, me and Owen, shout out to Owen, that's the reason why I was there. Unfortunately, he couldn't be on the panel with us today. But it was just an amazing experience because, although the practice ended short, it was the bombmanship of us, we the DSN/SP, man, we all sat together and just had a vibe, man. It was just, a good conversation. It felt like we was, I don't know, man, it felt like we was just out hanging out more so than just at the training camp. And seeing the drills, separated teams, I wish we could have got the first team on our side. But, it was just like a drill day. And, one thing I can say is that, outside of that bumblebee that kept bothering me and me being jumpy the whole time, honestly, I could say, man, the best part was seeing how crowded it was down there. All the fans coming up, man. The fact that the drills, although they were light and small, it shows a testament to Dan Campbell and him being a former player. I gotta say, because he worked those guys really hard last year. Hard enough, he had them padded real earlier than expected in training camp, and he kind of did it again this year. And he knows as a player, how hard it takes for these players to have to play that physical, and how how much the wear and tear can be. As you remember in Hard Knocks last year, he expressed like this is the best you could ever go feel right now until the next off season, because moving forward is going to be whatever when it comes to your body and your conditioning. So for them to have that light practice on the Sunday and that beautiful weather that was out there, I understand a lot of people wanted more like what they probably got today. But for me, it was a good experience just to go out there and mingle and just all of us get together for a specific reason. The only negative thing I had to say about training camp, literally to me, was just the fact that for a lot of us, we didn't probably get a lot of the players to come on our side to get the autographs and stuff. And the main thing was the tickets thing itself, because it's kind of like, why with the tickets? You know, it kind of kept a lot of people that usually would be down there from being able to come down there. So I felt like that had something to do with it, and I'm glad they're not going to be doing that next year. But the other side of that, that was a really wonderful experience for me, man. I can't salute Owen enough for, you know, doing it, and I like to believe I'll be coming to another one again before the year off season is over. So again, salute to Breed, of course, man, for doing his thing, getting those tickets, and magically making it happen the way he do all the time. And again, to, you know, us just, you know, having this SP, you know, us linking up like this is just part of what we wanted to make this platform about. But yeah, man, thanks again.
Absolutely, man. I'd like to thank Owen for coming through, man. Yesterday, man,
Oh,
and showing up.
yeah.
Yep, just showing. You know, he came through. You know, and just for a guy that's been, you know, been very supportive on our show, and you know, saying, and of course with DSN as well, and then, you know, just showing love, man. We had to, you know, show love, you know, return the favor for him as well. So, man, for him to come out, you know, spend time with the XP, man, it was great. You know, shout out to Owen 16, man. So, yeah, most definitely, man. So it was like my first experience as well. Just to see the first team, the second team, the third team reps out there. Like I said, even though it was just drills, it was going on, but yesterday, but still, just, you know, being out there, the fan base, you know, it was a fun experience. You know, spending, like I said, we XP spending time with each other, and then spending time with, you know, with DSN as well, man. So it was definitely fun. It was definitely fun, man. And I was able to get an autograph with, you know, Kirby Joseph, you know, saying Aaron Rodgers' daddy. Yep. And you see Noma's J, he's wearing the hat that got autographed from Kirby Joseph. So yes, man, definitely, man. And like I said, it was just fun with us, meet some little fan base. And shout out to Peace Ari Love, Football Bay, and finally meet her in person. She cool as hell. She knows her football, man. So just didn't wasn't expecting it, you know, just to have to turn around and look. She was behind me, just have a little conversation. Follow her on Instagram. So, man, she's Football Bay, and you know, get a shout out to her as well, man. So, but yeah, it was fun. Definitely looking forward to being down there again, and just have a great time, man. So that's all I want to share with that, man. So, so Bree, since you was down there with us yesterday, and you was down there today,
yes, sir.
So we're gonna start with today, since you was down there. What did you see that wooled your eyes today? That's like, man, you know, who showed out today and who was getting punked today?
Oh, the guy who showed out today, no question, was Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell was, man, he was trucking and hitting. Like, man, like he was what you call a guy that we need. A young guy that's just hungry and just want to hit and hurt somebody. Like, it's been a long time since we've seen a linebacker that like that. So for him as a rookie, and then for him to throw blocks and hits like that, he was the one who really showed out to me. I would say him and Brian Branch. Brian Branch, man, good pickup that we picked. This guy's gonna be he's a hidden gem to me. And those are the guys who stood out to me. Now, the one that didn't stand out, and I think everybody can agree, was J-Mo. J-Mo got to block, brother. You got to block. You got to block. You don't get no play unless you block, brother. That's how I look at it. So he'll work on that. He's still young. He'll get a chance to work on that during his 6 games he's gone. But as far as, man, today was just a good experience, man. Just good to see him out there running plays. Good to see some of the players came out to the fans and just give autographs and stuff. Hendon Hooker, Jack Campbell, Jerry Jacobs, Isaiah Buggs, Hutch on one side, but didn't get the other. But it's okay. It's okay. Jack Fox, Jahmyr Gibbs actually came to the other side of where the fans was and just signed for a whole bunch of people. So I thought that was pretty cool that he did that, man. I wish I could have got that, but we'll wait another day for that. But it was in all, and then shout out to Dosa Dion and Mr. Banks too, man. I got a chance to talk to them today and conversate with them. So definitely big ups to them, because talking to them, and they're gonna come on. So that's gonna be official. They coming on the show. So that was just the highlight to me, the whole experience, and then Rory and all and everything. So it was just a great experience to me today, man. Even yesterday was good for me too. It was just seeing everything. It's just going to all these practices is always cool, man. So, and just to see the passionate fans, and it's just great to see passionate Lion fans again that wants to see this team succeed and not say it's the same old Lions. It's a different regime now. So people can't sit here and say it's the same old Lions. So just let this team grow, and we'll see what happens this season. They gonna surprise some people, man. So let's get it. But the whole practice so far for the 2 days for me, man, has been good. It's been good for me. Good experiences.
Absolutely, man. So definitely, just going to share this right quick. Shout out to Tim 20 man. If you haven't followed him, make sure you follow him on Twitter. He gives you all the updates of what's going on with the Detroit Lions. So make sure, if you're not following him, make sure you follow him. So just want to share what was going on today. And y'all guys see the screen? Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah,
No,
I can see it.
Can you see it now?
I think I'm a little bit behind. I just seen it switch over. It's loading in.
Okay,
I see it now.
Okay, so this is from today's camp. They said CJ Gardner-Johnson. I'm just going over this with CJ Gardner-Johnson kept repeating as walking off the reporters, at the Spirit Physical practice. He set the tone early with a big hit, a clean hit on rookie Jahmyr Gibbs. Got the crowd going. He was setting the tone, man. And this is one of the things that Brad Holmes and this Lions organization, they want that killer instinct. They want that guy, that culture fit, and this is an example with CJ Gardner-Johnson, what he brings to this organization. So, as you know, like Bree just alluded to, we just alluded to as well with that JMO, he got to start blocking. You got to start blocking. You got to put the effort to it. You got to put the effort in it. So, but it's like he did some things well, but at times, but at the same time, it was just, hey, you got to start blocking better.
See Khalid Raymond does. Khalid Raymond from all of them, he blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, shout
And
out to Khalif Raymond too. He took time to do some signatures as well. So shout out to Khalif Raymond.
absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Khalif Raymond. I pray he stays on this team because we need another guy like him that can help this team out. So, as you know, to like today, fade. It was Laporta, which he did not finish practice today. Um, but a lot of fans are excited for Sam Laporta with how he's been doing in the training camp. So a lot of fans excited. I'm excited for him. I'm quite sure y'all guys excited for Laporta as well. Just for what he has been doing. So, but yeah, it's a surprising situation, man. With which I know it rarely happens. For a good receiver like Amon-Ra St. Brown. He did drop a couple of passes today.
He also caught a good one too downfield.
Yeah,
like on Kirby Wilson.
Yeah. He did. It was a couple of uncharacteristic drops. And like I say, he was upset during the team period, and it happens. He's human, but I mean, we know what type of receiver he is. He's the one of our best. He's the one of the best receivers in the game. It happens. You have games like that. I mean, you had training camp. It happens. So, and also too, it was the receivers and DB Trails 101, St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, and J-Mo stood out. And Jerry Jacobs and Gardner Johnson was pretty good. So yeah, so there was some things that went down today that was pretty cool, but we got to talk about this. Later practice today with tight end saying Zistra went down with a right leg injury, and it was a scary situation with that. So hopefully everything is he get back healthy, taking his time. I'm quite sure he'll be out for some time. So yeah, it was pretty tough, for him going down. So hopefully he gets back healthy, and definitely, praying for the best for him, man, to get back right. So, but yeah, man, that's what's going on today. That happened at training camp. So yeah, man, this definitely looking forward to it. So the Lions will be back. They have the day off tomorrow, and I believe they're off Wednesday. But they'll be back Thursday, definitely. So, but yeah, man, we're gonna start seeing stuff going, more what's going on. I'm quite sure. Hopefully, if y'all get a chance to make it to the joint practices, that would be great. Just see what's going on when they play against other teams, like when they play the Giants and the Jaguars. No joint practices, man. So make sure if y'all can to get down there to see what's going on, because I know no joint practices. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. So I'm quite sure my guys will try to be down there. Noma's Jay and Bree. I probably won't be able to make it due to my work schedule, but if y'all and the guys go down there, man, I know it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be exciting, man. Just make sure y'all, we're gonna put out the updates on those joint practices as well, man. Most definitely. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So definitely, man. So is any other like players that y'all want to see?
Yeah.
That
I'm sorry.
Who would you want to see? No, you could. I'm sorry, what player do you really want to see the most going to this preseason and to this regular season? What player do you want excited to see the most?
Well, before I answer that, I do want to highlight one of the player real quick. We talk about the tight ends. James Mitchell also been having a solid camp too, from what I can tell. I mean, yesterday it's whatever because like for the tight ends because it wasn't really number drills. That was definitely important, but to me, he's been actually having a decent camp when things were physical. So he has a lot of talent coming out of Virginia Tech. Obviously, him and Hendon Hooker have some connections. So I don't know if he did make Zipster look pretty good too in camp. So he's another guy to watch out for, definitely. But the person that I'm interested actually in seeing, two players. One of them Bree just mentioned a minute ago, and that would be Mr. Jack Campbell, because that linebacker core, man, is the most speculated position on the entire team due to the fact of the matter how bad that unit's been since DeAndre Levy, and even then, him and Tulloch, it was just really dim, and then like a bunch of nobodies. So this is another guy we drafted high. We had Rodrigo show up last year and make a couple plays for us. Played well for the most part, solid. But he's not the whole answer. And with Jack Campbell, this is the guy that Brad Holmes really had his eye on heavy. If you pay attention to inside again, all the press conferences during draft weekend. The other player is definitely, I believe, right now, just surging as one of the most hyped players going in there. And again, the player we mentioned is Brian Branch. Brian Branch. Now, I will say this: in camp, he has got his moments where he hasn't looked as good, but then he had a lot of good moments. But I do want people to remind themselves, he had a lot of good moments against Craig Reynolds. And Craig Reynolds is a talented running back. One of a very good story, as we know, Hard Knocks last year. But one thing I noticed about Craig Reynolds, he's not really the best pass catching back out the backfield. So I kind of took that with a little grain of salt because it's not like I don't know if he was quite making those plays on Jahmyr Gibbs or not. Because Jahmyr Gibbs, another story. He was being used as a receiver a lot of times in camp more than he has a running back. So I want people to kind of slow down the hype on Branch at the same time. He is like the player I'm looking at the most in the secondary. So as far as that goes, I am interested too in Gilmore going into the preseason. That's baby brother Gilmore. And I was wondering if that was the little brother Stephon Gilmore or not. And it turns out I was right about that. So interested in seeing what he can do as a corner. Because that cornerback position is going to be sort of open. You got Jared Jacobs. You got Melifonwu out there. You want to see what he might do in the preseason too, because he's been riddled with injury. He played okay when he came in last year. That's another one I'm highlighting. So those are a few players that I want to see. And I'm really interested in the battle at the guard spots on the offensive line. I want to see how Kobe, and we still have Logan Stenberg. He's finally going to be able to crack the case. So those are things I want to see going forward. I don't know about you, Bree. What you got?
Well, I know the whole defense I'm really excited about just to see how good the defense is going to be. Definitely Branch and Campbell. I'm also excited to see Tracy Walker because the way he got injured, and we just want to see how he does this season. Just because it's a lot of depth, especially in that safety position, and we're gonna see he gonna be fighting for that position, with Branch and Kirby Joseph. So this is a make and break a year for Tracy Walker, to me. Definitely C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Cam Sutton. You know what I'm saying? See what he can do as well. Definitely Jack Campbell. Because that linebacker core, him and Rodrigo, I don't know how Anzalone gonna do because Anzalone was getting pushed around in practice today. I was just oh man, that's crazy. But Gibbs, of course, excited to see what he brings to the table, and definitely Laporta, see what how good of a tight end he really is, man. Like as high as we picked him, let's just see how he plays and how good a receiver. Those the school he came from they have a lot of good tight ends. So let's see if he really comes from that good school of tight ends. So we got to see with that. But I'm more excited to see how this defense is going to be, and see how good they're gonna be. If they're any better than last year, or if it's just a figment of our imaginations. We just got to see how they play. But that's how I feel. Just the whole, just the defense in general. To me,
absolutely, man, absolutely. I'm gonna agree with both of y'all, but I definitely want to see the defense. I'm definitely excited about that. The defense, like I said, with Branch and like you said, no, you're right. Like you kind of want to ease the train, the hype train a little bit on Branch. He's a rookie. Let's see how he, how he does, when it comes to real game situations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I definitely agree with you on that. Much as I am excited for Branch to see him out there.
I think he's that next level guy. I said that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I definitely agree with you that. And I also agree with Bree, like you said, the defense, man. Like you said, when you got the guys of Gardner Johnson and Sutton, Emmanuel Moses, I know he's still rehabbing and stuff from the ACL injury he suffered last season with the 49ers. But still got Kirby Joseph, some Tracy Walkers and them guys. Like I said, the linebacker, like Jack Campbell, he's showing his butt out there, man. And I believe it could translate on to football field in real life. Saying so. I believe in Jack Campbell, what he has been doing in training camp, and is showing his butt also. Definitely. Another person we brought up, it was Roger Martin. Martin, he's another one you got to look out for, because this guy, and even though he went later rounds, but still he's gonna be a force that nobody wants to deal with. So I think he's gonna be a force nobody wants to. I know people how they was talking about Jalen Carter, how the Eagles. I'm telling you, Roger Martin is gonna be another one. It's gonna be another one that a lot of people are gonna be sleeping on. So that's how I feel about it. Like I said, the defense for me, I'm not too much, worried about the offense, because I know Ben Johnson and how they, Jared Goff is going to be better, and with St. Brown and those guys. So yeah, not too much more concerned. I'm not concerned about the offensively, because I know the offensive line is going to be better. They're going to be one of the best offensive lines in the league. So that's just how I'm looking at it. So I know they're going to have games and regular season things not going to go great, but as long as you're being competitive, that's all I get. That's all I care about. So yeah, so that is my intake on that. So yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
I got something. I think what's another thing that's going to be interesting is how this defense is going to deal with adjustments. Because now, especially with Joseph and Aiden Hutchinson, because now they're rookies, not a lot of teams really game plan them because they're rookies. Now they're going into their second year. Now teams are going to plan for them. And, teams are going to double team Aiden Hutchinson. And people and teams is going to plan for Kirby Joseph. Like, okay, well, he goes on this side, he goes on that side. It's going to be interesting to see how they can adjust throughout the season, knowing that teams are going to game plan for them. I think that's going to be big for this defense. More so with those two players. And with Rodrigo too. So, and with Campbell as well. Just pretty much the rookies. It's just how they deal with adjustments when teams know where they're going. I think that's going to be big for this team as well.
You know what? See, energy is everything. First of all, what up, Marvin Tober? Welcome to the show. Energy is everything, man. You knew I was just about to hit on something involved with that from your other statement earlier, because what it is, when you look at the players going in their second year, well, the way I was looking at Tracy Walker is he's going to play more like your hybrid guy that's going to play more inside, along with I feel like him and CJ will be playing more middle and inside areas. I believe Kirby will be running down deep more so because that's his strength, play deep in the space. So I think that's how they'll do it because you got to remember the Saints used to run a lot of 3 safety sets, so the Lions are literally setting themselves in that same position, and that's why I'm hyped about Branch because although he's raw right now, still a rookie. This guy is even in practice. You've seen this guy getting deep routes downfield and breaking up pass, and he's even running those type of routes. And I feel like with our safety unit, you have so many guys who offer you something different. Tracy's a guy who can run deep routes as well. He can also play and hit you like a bot safety as well. Like he's the literal hybrid safety. So with obviously a lot of zone coverages we're probably going to see with having that unit out there because Gardner works well in zone. Jack Campbell works well in zone as a linebacker. So I think that's what the Lions considered that when you say Aiden Hutchinson and Kirby going into that second year because you got to remember one thing about Aiden is a guy who can play literally across that front seven, minus middle linebacker. He can jump out in a 2-point stance. He can hit you in the 3, 7, 9. He can hit you in any angle, including the basic 4. So you telling me with a guy like him, and then you possibly got a competition going on right now between Charles Harris and James Houston, which personally more for Houston, but that Sam Backer is going to be key in this too because that's your extra edge rusher that you're going to have your speed rusher that can stand in the dirt in that defensive sequence. So I think I know where you're coming from. That's why I was like, that was a good statement because I'm like, our safeties are so versatile. That's why we didn't like overspend for a cornerback like a big name or to try to draft somebody higher because I feel like they knew they were going to get a lot of different players that can play deep and like up close and inside as well. So that kind of limits, like, almost turning your safeties and corners into the same position, if that makes sense. Like, you get Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton can play nickel, and he can play on the outside. And you have, Branch and, obviously, CJ who can play nickel, and they can get outside, too. So it's like you got so many different combinations and rhythms. It's almost like we covering all loose ends. And not to mention, Emmanuel Mosley also can play nickel outside. He's kind of going through a DJ Shark phase right now, but when he gets healthy, like, come on now. And the best part about it is you got Romeo back full strength this year. Julian's still going to compete. Your interior rusher now with the rookie Broderick Martin. I'm going to say this. He's been kind of. I feel like I've been hearing from what Dan Campbell's been saying. He's been kind of hit and miss. Like he does some things well, but he does get his butt hit. He goes a little too high in one of the press conferences Dan Campbell was making. Bottom and he's reduced him out the pass. He said don't want him doing too high. He got to learn how to use his full body into his bull rush because he's been getting a little bit noodled, but he also won some battles too, as we know. So I think he's going to start off kind of like how Ashawn Robinson once did when he was a rookie, where he kind of starts off a little slow, but I think he'll gain speed as the season go along. I think that's the type of player he's going to be. Aleem McNeil been getting in the gym this offseason, he trimmed down. So just with this young defense, man, people got to remember, there's a report talking about how young this defense still is. I don't even think we still have a 30-year-old yet on this defense right now, do we? Because I think you can make an argument, Cam and even Anzalone, probably some of the oldest guys on the defense. So that just tells you the Lions really want to go in with a young defense. Now they're coming in with damn near almost a real young offense. The game plan for Lions, it looked like this year, not to go way too far with the statement, but it seemed like they were trying to find ways to build this team where you don't know anything about them. Like, there's no film on them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The offense is, most of your new starting players are young guys that's barely seen the field. Gibbs is a rookie. Sam Laporta's a rookie. Obviously, J-Mo is still technically considered a rookie. We saw flashes here and there at best. So a lot of new faces, not much film to put together on this offense. So it's kind of making us the team that, element of surprise. It's based on the element of surprise, based on how we're built.
Yeah, and I think that to add on what you said too, I think it's good that the safeties have these young safeties have. I'm excited to see Will Harris too. But it's good. It's good that they have like guys like Kirby Joseph and Branch have veterans to learn from, like a Tracy Walker and Will Harris. Because Tracy Walker's a Pro Bowler. so he can pretty much teach them everything that he knows and stuff. So it's good that we got a good mix of young guys and veteran type guys that's been in the league for a while that they can learn. So it's just good to have that mix, and then with David Montgomery. David Montgomery is, he can teach he can teach Gibbs some things. You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be interesting. This offense and defense is gonna be interesting. They got a young staff. They got young and they got a coaching staff that wants to. We didn't forget him. He's just been forgotten.
I'm sorry, I forgot all about that.
We ain't forgot him. He just been forgotten.
Right. Exactly. He's been forgotten. Exactly.
Oh, don't forget one person. We gotta talk about for real quick. No, just no, not Jared Goff. I'm leaving him alone. I want Daryl to whiz on himself and get upset. So, I got you. There's one highlight. We just go keep watching Levi Onwuzurike and see where he's going in his progression. We don't know when game he might play, if he can play this year, but we're just gonna keep watching him progress. He was with the second teams, I think, yesterday, right, Daryl?
Yep.
For me, it seems like he's getting because he's doing some good things. So just don't throw it out there.
He said, "Look out for Harris." Heck, oh man, we definitely.
The offense is gonna look out for Harris too.
Exactly.
Them passes on him.
Absolutely, man. Thought him.
So Big A.
Shout out to Big A, man. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get a shout out to Big A. Yesterday was his birthday, man. So we definitely get a shout out to Big A. Happy birthday to Big A. He had a wonderful time. Yeah, man. He's definitely gonna be back on DSN Network, soon. So definitely happy to have him back on there as well, man. So we can wait. Football season is pretty much back. So yeah, man. He said Marvin.
Harris.
Record happy anniversary to everything King and his wife too, man.
Yeah, the passes he gave up, he was willing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. So, but yeah, man. We're definitely gonna be getting out of here, man. This is definitely just to do a little short show today, man. This Rapaport. Just a little we're atching up the training camp. What was going on for the past, like today and yesterday. So we definitely gonna be continue to give you updates of what's going on D313 XP, man. So make sure y'all follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe on our YouTube channel, man. So, that's definitely, man. So, also, too, man, I want to get a shout out to everybody that was on the chat today. Marvin coming through, Owen 16, of course, Trapped in Podcast. Also our guy Big A, even though we're gonna have our battles on the DSN network when it comes to Michigan State, we're gonna have our battles, and I already made a little bet with Coach of Detroit Juan and Cass and Big Willie Styles, and telling me about when it comes to Michigan State game October 21st. So it's definitely they're gonna be wearing Michigan State jerseys when Michigan State wins. So definitely, so got that going. So
now low key, what they should I don't mind that bet, but I'll take it a little further.
We
beat Michigan. They gotta wear some Ohio State gear.
Oh, okay.
You're not supposed to. You can't say that. You can't
I know we ain't supposed to say that, but hey, I'm just saying.
Well, they have nothing to do with y'all rivalry. How you gonna make them wear some stuff that both teams should hate to their guts?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely, man, we definitely gonna get out of here, man. Man, it's been another great episode of D313 Rapaport, man. We're getting out of here. As for myself, DC1, Nomus Jade, and Breed. Thank you for everybody that came through on this panel. looking forward to seeing y'all again. So everybody have a good night. Take care of yourself and each other. Go green, go white. Yeah, bro. Your day coming, big A. Your day is coming. I'll be you and Owen, y'all day coming. Y'all day coming. I'm telling you. Hey, Tuck is here. So hey, yeah, pause.
Late. How y'all feel that y'all chant gotta have a pause after every time? I'm just saying, and I ain't even a Michigan State hater. I'm just being real. They gotta come up with a better one than that,
Yeah. 6-6, really? Come on.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We're not worried about that. I know we're not worried about that. But all right, everybody, have a great night. Take care of yourself and each other. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.